Okay. Hello and welcome to episode 18 of FieldVision series of interviewing India's best athletes. Today we have a very special guest. Today we have India's shooter, very prime shooter, an excellent shooter who has scripted records in World Cups and World Championships and is coming back after her maiden Olympic Games in Paris. Yeah, Rhythm Sangwan joining us today. So Rhythm ma'am, how are you doing?
Thank you so much for having me, sir. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine as well. Ma'am, I will just go to all the basics first. How did shooting happen? How did you end up at the range with the gun in your hands at the very first instance?
Well, my parents always wanted me to pursue some sports, any sports for that matter, and especially my mom. She was like, I want my children to get into sports, and so one day, out of the blue, we just went to the Dr. Kani Singh shooting range, that is in New Delhi, and I went there and I just loved the environment there. I saw people firing guns, and the shot of just hearing the sound of guns and ammunition, it just all very excited me, and I was like, yeah, I want to do it. Let's do it. So that's how I started.
Fantastic, fantastic. Ma'am, you mentioned about your parents, ma'am. So what has been the role of your parents supporting you as a young athlete? Because you're just 20, right? So
Yeah,
you're still very young. So and you have been shooting for a while now. So what has
yeah.
been the role of your parents in supporting you, committing you and giving all the support financially and also mentally?
My father is a DSP in Haryana Police, and my mother is a housewife. So I think my father has seen because I mean, I don't know if that may have been a reason, but I have seen, pistols and guns in my house. So I was not very scared of them. So, and my mom is a housewife, she takes care of all of us. And the support has been, I mean, I have received unwavering support from them from the first day, I think, because they always supported me. They were always like, it doesn't matter what you perform, it doesn't matter. We don't want your performance. We just want you to enjoy the game. It's a game you're playing. It's not a. I mean, it's not very. We don't want anything out of it. We just want that you enjoy your life and enjoy something that you're pursuing. So they never asked me why a match went wrong or why I didn't win a medal. They always had my back and always supported me, and yeah, they were always motivating me whenever, even when I didn't have some good matches or something. They were the ones that motivated me to keep going and do better. Yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic, ma'am. As you said, you went to the range and you loved shooting. You had the excitement of the guns and everything. At what point did you realize that this is something I'm going to pursue professionally? Because shooters shoot in cities, in ranges, people shoot. But at
Yeah.
what moment you were like, this is what I want to do?
Actually, I think that moment never came when I sat and thought about that. Yeah, I want to do it professionally. I think from the first day that I started going to the range, I think I went there and I tried my best. I just kept going forward. Whatever came my way, I think I put my best foot forward, and yeah, I think I was enjoying it so much that I was like, yeah, of course I'll do it. Why, what else would I do? I mean, so along with my studies, of course, it was not like I'll leave my studies or academics behind. And I was like, yeah, I want to do it. I'm all in.
Yeah. So when
Yeah.
we talk about academics, you just mentioned academics. So of
Yep.
course, Indian parents are gonna perform academically, or else they will be disappointed in most households.
Yeah.
So you as a young athlete, just 20 years of age, shooting throughout school years. So how did you manage academics and studies? What is the code to crack? To understand to balance both of them at the same time.
I think from the first day only, from the first day that I picked up my gun, my parents, we had this conversation that, beta, you're gonna do the sports, but we want you to continue your studies hand in hand. It should go hand in hand. It's not like you can leave one for the other. So
Mhm.
we have to do both of them. But they never wanted me to, get at the top of my classes, you have to get first or anything like that. They were just like, we want you to gain the knowledge. And I think the personality development, the growth, that one individual can, have with the help of education, I think it's unmatchable. And the code to crack, I think my school was very supportive. They were very cooperative, and they always were like, it's okay, we'll do we'll take care of your extra classes also, we'll do that, we'll do this. And also my own interest in studies was also a big thing. I feel that is a game changer. When you really want to do something, I think you can do it.
Mhm.
uh yeah. So I think, but I did not get a lot of time to study. But 10 days before an exam, like whenever my boards were, even my boards, I just studied for 10 days and I gave them.
I
So
think
yeah,
most Indian kids do get those 10 days study only, and from those.
yeah, I guess.
Okay, fantastic. So, ma'am, since you mentioned school here, so I want to know about your friends and everything. How supportive were your friends? Because you might have been missing many classes, right? And so to
Yeah,
get back to the classroom and get back with the what spending. So
yeah.
let's talk about your friends here. Who are your best friends? What has been their role in supporting academics as well?
So I don't have many friends because I just have my childhood friends that were there in the school when I was going to the
Mhm.
school a lot. And so from my sixth standards, I have the same friends today also. I don't have I didn't have many college friends because you have to go to make friends. So I could not attend many classes because of the sport. But I think because our bond was because of my school friends, and our bond was so strong that they did not leave my hand no matter how out of touch I got. And yeah, they were very supportive at every match, every medal I won. They were like, yeah, we are so proud of you and you're doing great and we love you and all of that. And I still catch up onto them. We meet and we have night stays and stuff. Yeah, but now one is in Canada, so everyone is, busy in their own lives now because we've grown up a little. And but yeah, whenever one comes in town, we catch up. And yeah, so one is in Canada, one is in Chandigarh, one is somewhere else. So yeah, but
Life has
I do have a group of friends, and I think it's very important, to have your age group peers to support you and motivate you. And yeah, to keep you in the right mind and help you just, yeah, in any way that you need.
right. Ma'am, let's talk about your coaches a bit. Tell me, who have been your coaches right from day one, your personal coach, and what has been your experience with the national coaches, and how many coaches have you had? Just run me through about
Yeah.
your coaching partners over the years.
I've only had one coach from the day one. I have only trained under him, and I am still training under him only. And been my backbone since day one. I think he's the reason I'm here today. His name is Vineet Kumar Koslia,
Mhm.
and he is. I mean, he worked so hard that I got motivated to work harder. For him, for the, I think he gave his 1000%, and that is why I'm here today. At every step of the way, even when I was down, even when I was feeling like, no, I cannot do it. I mean, he was just this one man army that stood by me. And I think it's very important to have a good coach that that understands you, that knows what you need, how you think, everything. I think whenever, even in a match, when I'm standing there, he knows what I'm thinking, what is going on in my mind. and our bond is so strong that even if he signals me something, I know immediately that what he's saying. So yeah, I think uh, I think one of the main reasons of my success is him being there.
And what about the national coaches? What has been their
Uh,
experience?
the the national coaches are just there in the camps, and when we go abroad.
Mhm.
So I always try to me and my personal coach, we travel together mostly because I train under him for the whole year, and then the national coaches are only there for like 10 days. So
Wow.
they might not be able to help me when I need it the most. So I think they are great as well. I mean, but when you're working for so long with someone, and then you cannot just work with someone else in
Yeah,
the
right.
last 10 days or last 5 days of a match, because they don't know you, you don't know them, they don't know how you think or how you play or whatever. So yeah, but I think they must be good as well, but I don't have anything against them. But it's just that I am here because of my personal coach, I would say.
Of course, of course. The bond is
Yeah,
ever so
yeah,
strong.
yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, I just want to understand shooting a bit better from your
Mhm.
perspective because there's a perception that shooting requires more of your mental state and concentration than your physical strength. So, I just want to understand from a shooter's perspective how true is that, and also how important is diet and nutrition for a shooter, and how important is physical strength to shooter as well because of the
Mhm.
perception as I said earlier. So, your thoughts on that?
I think we require all of the aspects. There is the mental aspect, there's the physical aspect, there's the diet and nutrition. I think it's you have to get all three, yeah, all of the aspects together and go forward, because you just can't leave one and then you're like, nee, I'm good at this, but I can't do that. So yeah, you need the physical fitness. Yeah, you need to be mentally tougher, to shooting is a focused game. You need that concentration to shoot a very precise shot. So but I would say that it's both, it's mental as well and it's physical as well, because you have to stand there for like 2 hours, and then preparation before that, and then you have finals, and it's sometimes shooters have many events, so I shoot in 2 events and sometimes even more. So I think it gets very challenging if to go day on full day. You're standing on the range, and it requires physical fitness as well as mental fitness. And diet and nutrition is also very important, because for someone like me, so I am a little anemic. I don't have that much iron, or I would say that. So I have to keep, take care of my supplements as well, because people think that it's a very easy sport. You just have to stand, and what do you have to do? You just have to aim and shoot. But it's not like that. It's a very technical and very demanding sport, I would say. Not as demanding as the others, but there's weightlifting, there's boxing. Not as demanding as that, but yeah, we need that physical fitness, nutrition, diet, everything,
Right, right.
and all of them are equally important, I would say.
Right, right. So, ma'am, of course, NRI has been quite supportive in the last few years. There has been a lot of focus on investment from NRI's perspective as well. So,
Yeah.
just tell me what has been NRI's role in shaping young shooters like you, and getting and forming such depth in Indian shooting that we have so many quality shooters. There's so much competition. So, what has been NRI's role in shaping that competition, intense competition in the national circuit?
I think our federation is very supportive. It's supporting all of us, and I think shooters are doing so well at the national, international stage. I mean, not just now. I mean, years before as well. I mean, now the limelight has come to shooting, but in the initial years as well, I think shooters, whether it's rifle or shotguns, pistol, I think we've been performing really great, and I think the federation support is really required, because if the federation doesn't support the shooters, I think we'll still will I think we'll still have to do it, but we'll be less, less stressed out, more free mind, I would say. So yeah, I think their support is essential, and even more, there should be absolute. I think they should encourage more support to the shooters as well, and they've been doing great. They've been doing lovely, but more is better, I would say. So the more the merrier.
Of course, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Um, so, ma'am, talking about support here, what has been the role of Wellspun Super Sport for you as well? Because they have been promoting lots of young female athletes across all sports. So, what has been
Yeah.
their role in for you and all other young women athletes?
I think for me, personally, I think shooting is a very expensive sport.
Mhm,
from the equipment to the I mean everything, accessories and the travel. I think Bellspin takes care of that, all the accommodation, my lodging, and uh, all of the expenses. It takes care of that, and also moral support. I think when an athlete knows that there are people that back you uh, through. I think Wellspin has been with me through the goods and the bads, and that really motivates an athlete to keep going, because there are people behind them that are supporting them, that are motivating. So I think Wellspin has been doing that for me, and has been showing great support for me throughout these years.
fantastic, fantastic. Support is key
Yeah.
because Indian sports have
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
an increase in support over the last few years. We hope that
Mhm.
keeps on increasing across all sports.
Yeah, and also I think just not just there should not be just one game or two games that should
Mhm,
receive all the organization sponsor support, because I think there are many sports that are doing so well, and I think if the media and these organizations and supportive group sponsors focus on them as well, then more and more young peers and young athletes would be motivated to get into our sports as well. So yeah, other sports as well.
of course, of course. Talking about other
Yeah.
sports and support here, like NRI has recently, announced a franchise-based shooting league, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's probably going to be modeled on all the other franchises, the IPL, ISL, Pro Kabaddi League. So,
Yeah.
what do you think of the prospects of a franchise shooting league in India? What is going to be its role, and how big it can be in terms of playing a role, shaping young shooters and getting probably international shooters performing in India with you guys. So,
I think, as I said, that shooters are doing so well, especially Indian shooters are doing so well at the international stage, and also by encouraging this league, I think more and more shooters in worldwide, I think they would be, they would come to know of this league. And also, I think there are many shooters that are not so financially strong
mhm,
as some of them, as and I think that would be a great help to them as well, because a kid from not such a healthy background or such a good financial background might have to worry that, oh, how will I take care of the expenses and all of that. And I think such leagues offer they are performing great, but they also have that tension, that I have to take care of the family. How can I expend have that much expenditure? So these leagues and all of these championships, encourage the sponsors, and yes, they would also these this league that would also motivate and inspire athletes all around the world to come and join India in its what can I say, growth of sports. Yeah.
of course, of course.
So it's
Ma'am,
incredible. I would just say that it's incredible. It's amazing. I'm very happy that it has started, and I look forward to it.
We hope more sports get franchisee leagues.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. As I said, the more the merrier.
Yeah.
So yeah,
As for the quote.
yeah,
Okay. So, ma'am, you have won quite a number of medals across junior world championships, world cups, world championships, and everything, and in Asian championships, Asian games as well. So, ma'am, what has been your most memorable event and win in across the last few years? What's one thing which were like, this I have won. I'm proud of this
yeah.
moment.
I think I am proud of all of them, even not just internationals. I am proud of even the national feats that I have achieved. But I am proud of all of them. But I would say, especially, I think the world record that I made in 25 meter sports pistol. I think that is an unmatchable feat because it's a great feeling when you know that you've created the world record and after 29 years you've broken it, and it was a very big thing for me and for my family, for my coach. We were all very happy and very grateful that we got to experience that moment.
Yeah, as you
So yeah,
mentioned the world record. So when we were covering the Olympic, right, and you were on the in the competition. So in your event there was written world record Rhythm Sangwan India. So I
yeah,
remember that. So that's
yeah.
fantastic. That's amazing, amazing.
Yeah,
So
I
talking about
think
the
there's
Olympic,
there's no
yeah,
feeling that matches that up until now, I'm saying. But yeah, definitely an Olympic medal would be would we will see when we get there.
yeah. Talking about the Olympics again. So how was your experience going to Paris? Made in Olympic Games, entire world is watching. So how was the entire experience of those 10 to 14 days?
I think going to the Olympics and representing your country is the ultimate dream of every athlete. That is what every athlete from day one aspires to be and to go there. And I got the opportunity to perform at the biggest stage that is there in shooting as well as in sports. So I was very happy, I was very honored, very grateful that I got the chance to perform at such a big stage among such great athletes and learn a lot. I think I learned a lot from that experience. I learned what to do, what improvements I need from my game, what all. I think I learned a lot, and I was, although the result was not what I wished for, what I hoped for, but I think the way I played, uh, and me and my coach, we were satisfied with the way I played, and I think an athlete's personal satisfaction is very important, and it's a key because when you're satisfied in yourself that yeah, I did my part, I did good, I played great, and the outcome is not in my hands. So yeah, I was happy about that, and it was a great experience for me, and I'm very grateful and very very happy.
About the result, we are crossing our fingers
Yeah,
for
I
LA.
think I think I think yeah, I think it just taught me that I need more hard work. I need more hard work. I need more patience, and yes, we hope for the best.
Of course,
And
of course.
yes,
So, ma'am, there has been lot of talk in town, like about the mental aspect of shooting, especially
yeah.
also in archery, these two target events. So, what do you think an athlete goes through when you are shooting and there the margin of error is barely any, like there is no margin of error, to
Mm,
be very honest, in shooting. So
mm.
how does a shooter like you, a young shooter like you, on this very big stage, deal with if you miss a shot? What goes into your head during the competition itself? How do you manage the pressure and the stress of shooting everything precisely with no margin of error? So how do you deal with that?
I think there are a few things that, first of all, the teachings, the guidance of my coach. I follow whatever, he just tells me to focus. I just focus on whatever he tells me to do. And again, as I said, he's taught me that the outcome is not in my hands, no matter what I do. the
Mhm.
next shot is going to be a 10 or an 8. I cannot change that. I It's not in my hands that what's the next shot going to be. So I can only try to give my 100%, to give my best shot. But worrying about the result, or whenever you get a bad shot, focusing on the bad shot doesn't help. So just move forward. He's taught me to move forward and just focus on the next shot. And yeah, the mental aspect is very important. I think my coach has been taking care of that, and always whenever I need him, whenever I have negative thoughts or something, the stress, I just tell him everything, and he takes care of all the stress and all the load and all of that. So yeah, I think that support is a game changer. And of course, I think in today's world, there's so everything is going so fast, people are just running. So I think you need to slow down a bit,
Mhm.
practice meditation, yoga, I think that helps, I would say. And yeah, and also I personally, I have a lot of patience. So I don't have much difficulty with that. So yeah, not to exaggerate, but yeah, I would still say that I have a lot of patience. So it's not I don't get angry that oh my God, I got a bad shot. So I'm chill. Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. So, ma'am, India has a rich legacy in shooting for the last 20 years, in fact, starting with Adivata Singh Rathore, Abhinavendra
Yeah.
Sir, Vijay. So, I just want to know, amongst the Indian crowd and the world stars as well, which shooter inspires you?
Well, when I started shooting, no, so I went to the Dr. Kani Singh shooting range, and this World Cup was going on in India,
Mhm.
and I saw Jeetu Rai sir there, and I was like, I am so fond of him and the way he plays, the way he carries himself. He's so silent, he's so calm. Oh God, I was like, for a second, I was like, he just does not speak only, or he's just he's such a sweet person. No, I always admired him. So for me, if I want to name any shooter, it's only him, I would say. So I'm very fond of him. And I think it came a full circle, I click a picture like a fan with him in that World Cup in the starting, and then in one camp in the recent last few years back, I was like running on a treadmill beside him, and I was like, yeah. So yeah, it feels
Amazing.
great. Yeah. No, I've met him before that as well, but he was there then, but now, must been some reason, but he's I've not seen him for some time, but yeah, it feels great that someone you look up to, or someone you admire, and then you're like, yeah, I'm playing alongside them, or yeah, it feels great.
Fantastic. So, ma'am, of course, this is November right now, right? So, I just want to understand, how does the calendar work in terms of shooting? Like, in what months do you have which events? What is the recovery season? What is off season? And how does the national camp work? So, just run me through across the calendar for a shooter like you, for an Indian shooter like you, national shooter. So,
Um, So we have the nationals in end of December. No, sorry, end of November, December, or like end of December. It happens generally in this time only. So November, December is the nationals time. Jan or Feb are the selection trials 1 and 2.
mhm.
Then a few months break. Then we have selection trials 3 and 4, then a few months break, then we have 5 and 6, and then again nationals. And then in between this Indian cycle, we have the international competitions. So the international competitions, we have them regularly. We have them very often. So like 2 months, every 2 months, I think we do have one or the other. Especially, I mean, like in 2022 and 2023 was a very busy year for me. I hardly got any time, no off season. So yeah, you barely get any rest. You're like coming from there and going there. So yeah.
Lots of
But
travel.
it's
All
good. It's great, you get to experience a lot, and I love it.
so, ma'am, coming back to you. So, what is your day like? Like, what do you do in a day? Like, including your training, your shooting stuff, your academics, your other stuff, your things you would like to do, if not shooting. So, what's your day like?
Well, it depends on the upcoming events or the competition that I have. That is also one thing that it depends on. If I'm shooting only one event, then it's less hectic. If I'm shooting two events, then it's more of a work. And nothing, I just have 2 hours of training, 1 hour of physical fitness and academics before the exam. So yeah.
10 days.
Yeah. So yes.
So, if not shooting, what else do you love? Movies, films, pastime, hobbies.
Oh, I have many hobbies, but I'm a big fan of movies. I am a big fan of music. I do sketching as well, dancing also. I have a lot of hobbies, so I don't get bored. But my favorite hobby is actually sleeping. I enjoy that very much. I think I look forward to it. So yeah,
I think that's one reason you have lots of patience.
yeah, could be.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, ma'am, one final question for you. So, ma'am, with the Olympics just getting over, we have a 4 year cycle up next. So, ma'am, what are
Yeah.
your short and long term goals going forward?
Well, I'm just taking it step by step for now. Because my coach always says that focus on what's ahead of you. And of course, the long term goal would be going to the LA Olympics in 2028. And the short term goal is the nationals that are coming right next month. So, yeah.
Fantastic, fantastic. We wish you all the very best, and we are hoping to see you in LA. In a very weird
Thank you
time zone
so
for
much.
Indian journalists, though, it will be 12 hour across, like very
Yeah,
difficult.
yeah, yeah.
But we are hoping to watch
Yeah.
you there.
No, no.
Okay.
So, thank you so much. Thank you. It was a great and fun interview. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining with the ma'am, and yeah, we'll see you around. And
Yeah.
of course, for all the viewers, please stay tuned to Field Vision YouTube channel, and we'll get you more Indian stars talking about their journey in sports. And yeah, thank you for watching. And so we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.